Hey geometry students! Alright, here is some help today with section 11.1 on area of parallelograms and triangles. Okay, so I jotted down your two area formulas here at the top of my paper. And this is the worksheet that is in your document section today that I had for you to download. You're going to do your homework from this page, and I'll just work numbers 1 and 2 for you. I'm going to go ahead and do the area and the perimeter of both. So that way you don't have to do 1 and 2 for homework. You can just work on some of the other problems. Okay, so I will start with number 1, and I'll tell you what, let's do the area first. This is a triangle, obviously, and we are finding the area of the shaded region, and your formula for area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Okay, so you might want to jot that down on top of your paper. Okay, so your base of this triangle is 18, okay? So we're going to do area equals 18. All right, times your height is your vertical distance. That would be 12 right here on the side, okay? So your height is 12, and because it's a triangle, it's base times height divided by 2, okay? So if you type that in, 18 times 12, and then divide by 2, and you get 108 for your area, okay? And so the area of number 1 is 108, and I think it's millimeters squared. And again, they always do squared for area. Okay, so the area is actually pretty simple for that problem. The perimeter, however, is a bit more tricky because the perimeter, your formula for perimeter for any shape is just to add all the sides. Well, we actually only have one side of this shaded region. We don't have this top side over here or this side like right here. We don't have either one of them. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. You kind of have to do a little bit of investigative work to kind of find your missing sides. Notice that this is a right angle, which means this little dotted line here, if I do, that's actually the hypotenuse of this little side triangle. So I went ahead and wrote that out. 10 squared plus 12 squared equals c squared. And that'll allow me to find this side right here. So if you type that in your calculator, 10 squared plus 12 squared equals, you get 244 equals c squared. And then, of course, you're going to take the square root. All right, so the square root of 244 is 15.6, okay? So I rounded that to the nearest 10. So I'm going to put 15.6 for this part right here. That would be that side, okay? But we still don't have this top side. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another Pythagorean theorem, but this time I'm going to use the whole shape. Okay, so this whole bottom is actually 28. 18 plus 10 gives me 28 for the whole bottom. Okay, and then of course 12 is your other side if you're looking at the whole big triangle. So if you do 28 squared plus 12 squared equals c squared, that'll give you what would be the hypotenuse of that. All right, so let's work that out on our calculator. 28 squared plus 12 squared, and then that gives you 928. Take the square root of 928, and you get 30.5 for this measure here. And once you have all three, measurements, 30.5, 18, and 15.6, for perimeter, you just add all that up. So plus, let's see, I already had the 30.5 in there, plus 18 plus, 15.6. And we get 64.06, which is 64.1. I printed the answers. Yeah, and that's the answer. 64.1 millimeters for my perimeter. Okay, so that's number 1, and I'm going to work number 2 in the next video.